Zeus's, but here we are. We got one Zeus, one Downer, one Fukucho. I got to play two Nightingale. That's for the protection and the hit to make Zeus alive. Plus it's like protection. So just in case this hits, I want to make sure I have the option, or at least try to keep the math right, where I got protection from Fukucho and Nightingale. If these get hit, they get hit. It is what it is. But usually, I still get, something like this. One or the other, if not both. On a Thrush, let's just spin back a back row card, so you don't have to worry about that back row. Regular Starling, honestly, it's about useless. It really is. There's no real scenario where you are to get stopped, and for some odd reason, you're going to put this thing out and you're going to need to search a Rabina. I don't know how you could possibly not have your combo line and establish two monsters and not be locked into the stipulation to where you can actually use this thing and search. I have not seen it one time. I'm looking over here like I could just make this anything I want. Anima is amazing. You suck up your opponent's monster in the link zone, right next to it in the column. And then you play your Dark Charmer on top of it because they're playing Dark. Not only you just pretty much made yourself a free Charmer, but you're going to suck a Dark monster out, giving you another link. So then, you can link up the Unicorn, or if you're cool, you can play Transcode. I don't have Transcode. That's my biggest issue. I don't have Transcode. So there's Nightmare Phoenix. The other one that I usually see that doesn't always go, and usually it's funny. It's either these two or both. Whether I get Link Grivo, I'll do Extravagance. Extravagance doesn't completely hurt me. Every time I ran it, I've always been able to keep at least one protection piece back. Yes, Zeus probably is like gone. Like I'd say over 60% of the time it's like, I'm in Extravagance. I don't play Zeus. But I will look at my extra deck and I will see a Link Karibo, a Fukucho, and a Nightingale. That's about it. That's what I'll actually end up seeing. I mean, of course there'll be a more combination of cards because you're going to get rid of 6, but that's typically what I end up seeing. Then round it off with literally whatever you want because nobody plays it. Yay! No one plays that dogmatic and stuff where they, send your extra deck. So you can actually benefit. So literally you can take these out and double up, triple up. You kind of get the idea. If you had access code, go for the access code line. If you have more Zeuses, double up on the Zeus, or whatever you want. Do both. Honestly, do both. That's how I play it. I play the access code and the AA Zeus. I probably play into the AA Zeus more, but access code will give you an OTK. Not all the time, but it will give you a really good position. Where Zeus will just control the board. That's saying like you didn't have anything, but usually you didn't have anything anyway. But that's another reason why access code line is so good. Is because if you actually do have stuff that you don't want to get rid of, you have your dual card, you have your unexplored winds. You don't want to get rid of that stuff. Zeus says, hey, that's risky, bro. You really want to streak Toucan that back? I mean, the map's not that bad, but you end up having to streak Toucan that back off of the Zeus, and you're looking at a grind game. Which, if you have those cards established, then you can go ahead and play into the access code. I'll probably play the access code line, knowing that I have those cards established. But not having the cards established, yeah, play into the protection, attack directly, be a little cheating, Downer, Zeus, and then you got 2 uses on Zeus. So you can either clear it that turn, wait for the next turn, clear it again. It's really, it's too good, and it's too free. Most part that is main deck explanation, and the extra deck. Now, sideboard, just count this out. We were playing 41 because we had Gobby Grass, so Gobby Grass is just a fun card. But it is 40 and 15. Some more repulsions, pretty much you discard your little birdie. You send all of your back row, your opponent's back row back to their hand. That's when you capitalize with something like Darks and Ward. And then if they're playing Eldritch or anything that's trap heavy that you just pretty much like sit back, they can't play. They pretty much got to scoop at that point. Pretty rough stuff. But to go along with this more repulsion is Perfection. Play Perfection to get rid of around hand traps. And give you the additional sum, but mainly get around hand traps, search you out, repulsion, and sacred lands, which is actually pretty tedious. Almost about the same reason why I run Snow as well. But I just feel like the Snow is a built-in name, has the ability, but this does give you a 300 punch, and it will sneak up on one opponent thinking that they got your deck in a chokehold. Like, they see that you're used for being a search out Evelyn. And it's like, okay, let's stop that. It's like, then I stop their map. Then they don't have any plays. That's when you call this out, and you're like, oh, but I do have an extra summon. Alright. So, I'll play another 2 removals. Play a set rotation, along with Mystic Mind. So I'll have 2 Mystic Mind and a set rotation along with an Alboros. So the line of play can change up a lot due to what I'm playing against. Because it's hand trap heavy, or I need to get rid of back row, or I can play this, but just play this for the extra summon. That or have it just available with the set rotation and Mystic Mind, just to have that little extra push. Usually you want to play the Perfection along with, just to make sure you guarantee it, and keep back your set rotation for your Mystic Mind, so you have that double Mystic Mind option when you need it. The reason if you don't want to mess with that line, or you don't feel like playing Mystic Mind off of your field, it's actually kind of cool to set rotation Mystic Mind on their field and have Impin out. You can have actually 2 Impins, and your opponent not able to develop a single out, because if you get rid of 1 Impin, ooh, wow, okay, and obviously it didn't work. We end turn, okay, we'll get rid of Mystic Mind, and birds will play. That's fine with me. 2 Sales Bands, same reason we'll play like the Mystic Minds and all the hate. Rather call that card I don't want, call the Dragoon, call that Despia, call that DPE, I don't want to see it, I don't want to play it, I don't want to trigger, I want it just dead for the turn, so I can play my game. Play my game, I get the win. Mist Valley, Apex Avian, it's just, at this point, it was lackluster during tournaments. I find it as a splashable negate. I think it's more geared toward, I don't know, it's like, I guess like Rogue. So I just can't take it out. It's kind of weird like that. Another D-barrier, right, is you actually double up on the Hatred. You double up on the Mystic Line, you double up on the Dimensional, double up on the Sales Band, you're going to be triple up. You see where I'm going with this. Like, no one else is allowed to play but this. This deck is the only thing allowed to play. And in this case, if you want to inherit or be a pencil player, or, yeah, just, you're going after the normal summoning, which is just so getting in. You're not playing, birds are playing, and birds will continue to play. I don't really feel any necessary changes at this point. If anything, it's the player's fault for not talking, and that's just being real.